Hey guys, guess what? My tiny Tea Tox order came in and I'm super excited because I need tiny Tea Tox. What is tiny Tea Tox? Tiny Tea Tox is some kind of tea that I saw these other people do a video blog on, and they talked about it so highly, and they acted like it was the best stuff in the whole universe. So of course I had to get some because it's supposed to help you with if you're bloated, which I'm always bloated. Slims you down, and here's the box. So excited! Finally, it arrives. Actually, it came really quick. It's kind of expensive, but if it does all that it says it does, that's not. I don't think it's expensive because you get what you pay for. So what do we got? Ooh, I got two of them because I got one of them for my older daughter because I thought she might enjoy some tiny Tea Tox. And frankly, with all the stress that I've been going through lately, I need something to help me cope and rebuild. And, you know, just I can feel, you know, the effects of stress eating. You know, when you're stressed and you just eat uncontrollably to try to cope. So there's been a lot of that going on lately, and that's not good for you. So, ooh, wow, it's got a strong aroma. You can tell it's healthy. Comes in this pretty little wooden box. My water is boiled. I got my water all boiled. I'm just excited. Okay, stop. That's how it happens with an electric stove. It stays going for a while. So I'm going to use this box as my thing right there. Okay, so all of the women and the girls and the young ladies and whoever I saw doing reviews on Tiny Tea Tox all looked like they absolutely love Tiny Tea Tox. So I'm looking forward to also loving Tiny Tea Tox. I don't want to wreck the box, but I guess I'm going to have to tear into here somehow. How the heck does this thing open? Open box, come on. Yeah, this is supposed to, it's probably one of those like wooden type teas. They all say it tastes like grass. But, you know, oh look, thousands of little pink. I think I got the 28-day one because everyone who blogged about this or vlogged about it said that they wish they got the 2-week and they wish they'd gotten the whole 28 days. And then they have all these other teas. Oh, goodness, there's all this stuff you can look at and read. So anyways, let's try this. I need a rejuvenating, cleansing type tea. It's in a cute little tea bag. It's very cute. I like this. Ooh, kind of smells like, reminds me a little bit of the way California sometimes smells. California is amazing because at least where I am, you can inhale this air, this fragrant air, and you smell all these different fragrances. So if you're riding your bike along and you take in a big inhalation of delicious California air, you'll smell all these different flowers, gardenias and then cactus things and other stuff that you don't smell necessarily on the East Coast, definitely not in winter. But then there's like cinnamon and eucalyptus is very California. So you get these like, you'll smell like things will come in that remind you of Christmas and also Easter and also summer, and then you'll smell green grass, and then you'll smell something else, and pine and maple, and there's a lot of roses. I mean, it's amazing how you can take in the air, a breath, and then another breath, and then another breath, and each one delivers all of these different sensations because they're all these different fragrances. It's just, all I could do when I ride my bike around this area is just say thank you. I'm just thank you, because it is, it smells good. This is a little different, but this, I can tell this is good. Oh, this is going to be good. Now, I think you're supposed to drink 1 tea bag a day, which means that I'll probably, knowing me, drink like 3 a day because I always have to do extra. Anyways, let's see what it tastes like. I think you're supposed to let it steep for 5 minutes, and naturally, I don't have a mug. Where's my mugs? So, what else? Okay, these are all nice and These are all nice and done. So what else is going on? A lot that I feel like I can't talk about. Because you're not allowed to talk about things sometimes. Although I want to talk about everything. Because it's my real life. And, you know, you're seeing my messy kitchen. This is supposed to steep for 5 minutes, but I just haven't made a video in a really long time, so I don't know. I miss you guys. I miss, you know, vlogging and talking about what's going on and what is going on. The most important thing, I've learned a lot in the last few months, especially the last few weeks, about what goes on in our country regarding the justice system. And what goes on in our country regarding the justice system is not just, and it is not justice. It's the opposite of justice. It's injustice. And it's pretty bad because it's pretty rampant and it's deep in the system. It's almost as if the whole system is designed to go against what is right, what is best for the child, best for whatever. It's really a crooked system and a criminal system. It's funny, last night I went out dancing, which I haven't done in a really long time. It was my second night out of dancing since I moved to California, so that was nice. And I ended up meeting this guy who I had a nice dance connection with, and he was talking about an Italian king in, I think, the 1600s, and how he was a tyrant, and how he'd made all these millions of laws that basically made everybody a criminal. Because he just came up with so many laws, and it was almost impossible to follow them, so you had to break them. And, you know, he brought that up, and I want to talk to him more about that, because I thought that was so interesting, because it's so true. I mean, so many judges are bad. Recently, I saw this movie at the law school where my daughter attends, Berkeley Law, and it was about this mom who had these two cute little kids, and she was the father was abusive. He was beating them up, all of them, and she would stand in front of the children when he was about to hit the children and take the blow herself. She was a super nice mom, like, I mean, the nicest, one of those really super nice women, you know, no edge, no, like, just really sweet mom. So she has all these medical records and everything showing that the father's been beating up the children, and the justice system, the injustice system, ends up taking her children from her, giving them to the father, who is literally beating them up, and then making her not see them without supervision for a whole year. And then, it's the craziest story. You can't even believe it's true. But after what just happened to me, I believe it. Now I get it. I mean, I can't believe what just happened to me. So it makes me feel like there's a reason that this happened, and it's to show me how bad, how crooked, how unjust, how unjust the quote-unquote justice system is. I mean, it is messed up. So back to the story with the mom, she ends up finally getting to see her children, and then the father is continuing to beat these children. He's got some evil stepmother who also is awful to the children. It's like your worst nightmare type story. Somehow the mom ends up taking the kids and running with them to, I guess she goes to Canada, then she goes to Guatemala. Somehow she ends up in Holland. The kids had begged her to help them escape their father because the father was beating them up. And she does somehow. I don't know how she freaking pulled this off, but she ends up in Holland begging for asylum, and she's a criminal in this country because she kidnapped her own children for safety. I mean, this is how wacko the whole world is, not just this country, but the whole world, wacko. And she's able to live in Holland and raise her children, and when they're grown, you know, they're not children anymore. She's still considered a criminal. The FBI is still looking for this woman, this poor woman. I mean, this is one of these super nice moms, like you, and everybody would want her to be your mom, you know, their mom. And it just made me wonder, what the hell is going on? And so it turns out all these judges all over the country make the wrong decision. And you can talk to anybody in the legal system, the justice. I hate using that word justice because the word seems to be cursed or something, because it's obviously not justice. It's always injustice. And you will hear time after time, story after story, about how it goes the wrong way. The wrong person gets the child. What the hell is going on here? What is going on this planet, in this country, but not just this country, on this planet? Very very, it doesn't smell right now like it's going to taste really good, but I'm going to drink it anyway, because everybody says that they end up loving it and they feel really good after it, and I really do need something to help my whole digestive system. So back to the justice system. Children need their parents, both parents, right? And fathers have rights. Mothers have rights too. Mine were just taken away because this was just ridiculously unfair. But if you're a father and you want to exercise your rights, you should have your rights. But the best way to do that is to just be a wonderful, loving, supportive man to your child and to the mom. The best role for the father to play is a supportive, loving father. Trying to take the kids away from the mom because they have rights, the father has rights, that's wrong. Don't do that. That's bad. I have the right to bear arms, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea for me to do so. I'm not going to do that because I don't believe in having guns in my house because I have children. And just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should go spending a ton of money trying to exercise that right. Because sometimes it's just better for the child to be a wonderful guy or a good mom and not try to use the law against the child or against your ex-spouse. This is another thing I learned. The law and families do not go together at all. And family law, they call it a broken system. That's what a lawyer said to me about family law, which is a whole thing of its own, different than criminal law. And it's not an effective system. It's completely a bad system. It doesn't work. It doesn't really understand families. And they have these guardians who are lawyers. They're not trained professionals. And they're going into these families, maybe talking to them for an hour. In my case, the guardian talked to me for an hour and then changed my entire life based on her own bias. And you can't put children's lives in the hands of one guardian, especially if they have a natural bias or whatever their reasons for. It's just not fair to the child. In my case, the guardian went exactly the opposite of what the child wanted. So you can get really in a bad position if you get involved with the law. So here's my advice. Don't use the law to resolve your problems with your family. Find another way. Go to counseling. Get a lot of counselors, because sometimes you have counselors that make things worse. I've had that situation where the counselors made things worse. It's hard. You have to rise above. You have to be your best self. And it's so hard when you have all these emotions, and anger and hatred and loathing and resentment or whatever you feel toward the other parent. It's really not a good idea to use the law against the other parent, because it just makes the child suffer. So it's funny because some guys have written me about how they're in lawsuits as well, or they've been through it or whatever, and I don't get it. Like, I would never use the law to resolve my issues in a family situation, because lawyers don't understand families. They don't really want you to resolve your issues because they don't make any money that way. They make all their money if you're having conflicts. So, and lawyers are ridiculously expensive, and it's part of this whole unjust justice system. I want to call it the injustice system, because this is a real problem. And we have to change this. We have to change this horrible system that we're in with law and families. We have to do it a totally different way. I don't know how. I have some ideas, actually, because going through what I just went through and realizing how horrible the legal system actually is for families, I have some ideas about what they should do. Everything needs to change on this planet. In our society, in America, where you are supposed to have a voice, a chance to make changes, vote, of course our country has gotten completely manipulated by the wealthiest people in the world, and they're calling the shots. So it has to be the people, uniting. rebelling. I mean, why do we allow this unfair justice system to go on? We have to stop allowing this bad system where these horrible judges, I don't know who these judges are, but they're like hearts of stone. I don't even know if they're humans. Truthfully, the last one I had to deal with, I have to say, if, somebody, I just don't believe that was a human being, let alone a mother. Supposedly she is a mother, but I don't know why the legal system has such cold-hearted, weird, creepy people in it, but it does. And families, moms, dads, stay away from the legal system. Stay away from the quote-unquote justice system. Stay away from the injustice system. And don't go to your lawyer. If your first advice that you hear from your friends is get a good lawyer, it isn't the best advice, because all you end up doing is spending a fortune on legal fees and hating your spouse, your ex-spouse, for forcing an ugly situation and not a good situation. So if you're a dad, wanting to be a good dad, the best thing you can do is to support the relationship that the children have with their mom and with you. And if you support the relationship that the children have with their mom, if you're the father, they will love you for that. If you try to tear the children from their mom, they're actually going to end up hating you for that. No matter how they seem like they're acting, later on, they're just going to resent you. Trust me, they will. And they will stuff it and will fester. It's not good. Don't diss on the mom. Don't diss on the dad. Don't diss on the mom or the dad. And stay out of the justice system, because it's evil. And it really is. All right, I'm going to have this now. Let's see how we like. It's hot. Oh. It's very earth. It tastes like, twigs and bark. It's strong. I'm going to do it. I don't know what it's in here. I'll have to read about this. My eyes are not so great these days, but I do want to read up on this. This is my unique blend nourishes your organs, promotes muscle growth, and increases strength. I also combat signs of bloating. There's no signs of bloating, it's bloating. Just get rid of the bloating. And fluid retention, yes, to achieve greater muscular definition. Great. I wish this was a little easier to read, for us older people. But how I help, 28-day Tea Tox. I am for those who want to feel strong, look lean, and assist their body in achieving maximum physical results. Okay, I'm down with this. I don't, I can't believe I even actually read that with my eyes. I think I projected onto what it actually said, because I can hardly read this. Optimal health, steep 4 to 5 minutes. I'm looking for the ingredients. Oh well. Anyways, so guys, I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the justice system. I'd like to put the whole thing behind me, but I can't, because it's not going the way my daughter wants it to go, and she's the most important thing. So, and also, now that I realize how unjust the justice system is, I want to work toward changing that. Either just getting people to find another way, families, to find another way, even criminals. Because my older daughter is dealing with a lot of domestic violence, DV, as she says, and it's a really huge issue. And that's another thing that I've been thinking about lately, because she's involved with it. It's funny how we're all involved with these law things lately. And I sort of have this idea, kind of like an eye for an eye type of idea, but what if, if a man was beating up a woman all the time, what if she were allowed to beat him up, and just like immediately beat him up with the same force that she felt that he gave her? And if she's smaller than him, she can either get somebody his size to beat him up, and she can tell him how, or maybe she could just get a bat or something. I don't know. But I kind of think instead of getting restraining orders, which just egg things on, or which don't even work, or throwing these guys in jail, which I don't think works, I think it's better to just let her beat the crap out of him if he beat the crap out of her. You know, like immediate retaliation. Maybe he'd stop beating her up if he thought that he was going to take it. I don't know. It's just an idea. But maybe it would be a better idea than going through this long-winded, ridiculous injustice system, which doesn't work at all in any way. It doesn't benefit anything or anyone. It's actually designed to screw things up. If your family is fractured, if you go into the injustice system, it's going to be completely broken and destroyed. So stay out of the injustice system. And I saw a kitty today. My older daughter was, she saw the kitty. Oh my gosh, I got to talk to her about this kitty. Anyway, this cute Maine Coon cat that I fell in love with at this cat place. So drink the tea and stay away from the injustice system. I love you guys. I have a lot more videos to make coming up. Oh, I'm so excited because besides the Tea Tox, I also got some other stuff coming in, like my favorite skincare thing. I'm going to do another video about that. So, because guys, we have to work together to change this screwed up society. And it is screwed up and we need to fix it. And we all have to do it. And it's got to be the people. Even though no one wants to fight these causes, because it's like, can't we just go out into the beautiful sunshine and, you know, but we have to fight these causes because this place is messed up. We got to do something about it. Hard as it's going to be, we have to team up. We have to get together. We have to organize. And we have to realize what we're doing when the men are beating up the women and the women are allowing it and then not being able to get away. And poor women, because they're smaller than these men, and everybody's crazy and angry and hostile and out of control. And then the justice system is even worse, and just it's a mess. We're in a mess. We're caught in a big fat mess. So we need to organize these thoughts. We need to organize ourselves and express ourselves in a healthy way. And, you know, if a family is broken, the parents aren't together anymore, that doesn't mean the child has to suffer. You can still have a healthy life for the child, but you can't have that if you get involved with the law. So, law out. Family, love in. Support. Family, love, support. Be supportive. You know, even if you hate the mom of your child, just be supportive. And then you will stop hating her. Love will prevail somehow. Or at least cooperation. You know, that's the hope. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is a long video, but I love you. Big kiss. Talk soon.